When we think about building software, what's the biggest risk we face? It's easy to think it's buggy code or maybe servers going down. But honestly, the most expensive, soul-crushing mistake is building the wrong product entirely. All that time, all that money, all that energy, just gone.
I love this question because it just gets right to the heart of the problem. Imagine you bake the most incredible, picture-perfect vanilla cake. It's a masterpiece. But the person you made it for was dreaming of a juicy ribeye steak. You've completely missed the mark. That's the exact problem that prototyping is designed to solve.
So, to make this idea really stick, let's step out of the tech world for a minute and head into a restaurant. For the rest of this explainer, let's pretend we're not developers, we're chefs. And we run a very special pizza shop called The Code Oven, where every single pizza is a custom-built piece of software.
Okay, so a customer walks into our shop with a really specific, kind of tricky order. We're going to look at two totally different ways our chefs, our developers, could tackle this. One path, well, it leads straight to disaster. The other, it leads to a very happy, very satisfied customer.
So on one hand, you've got the junior devs approach. They hear the order and immediately start throwing dough in the air and grabbing toppings. They dive right into the code. But on the other hand, you've got the senior devs' strategic move. They pause, they sketch out the pizza first, confirming every single detail before that oven even gets turned on. Let's see how these two approaches play out.
So what's the first tool our senior developer reaches for? It's the low-fidelity prototype. And in our pizza shop, that's the good old-fashioned napkin sketch. Its only job is to get the big idea right and to do it super fast.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly. Look at the right. That's our lo-fi sketch. It's rough, it's simple, and it's all about where things go and how it all connects. Now look at the left. That's the hi-fi version. It's polished, it's detailed, it looks just like the real thing. The secret is you always start with the sketch on the right.
So what really is a lo-fi prototype? Just think of a waiter scribbling down your order on their little notepad. They're not worried about beautiful handwriting, right? No. They're worried about getting the order right. Deep dish, extra cheese, no onions. It is all about function, not how pretty it looks.
And the benefits of doing this first? Oh, they're huge. First, that simple sketch forces everyone to just focus on the core function. Does this recipe even make sense? Second, you've got the scrap it factor. If the customer says, actually, I want pineapple, you just crumple up the napkin and start over. It's cheap, it's painless. And this is crucial. It kills distractions. When people see a rough sketch, they give you raw, honest feedback. But if you show them a polished design too early, they'll argue for 20 minutes about the exact shade of red for the pepperoni.
Here's a perfect example. See how basic this is? It's just boxes and lines and some placeholder text. A lo-fi prototype is not supposed to be beautiful. It's a tool for thinking. It's where you solve all the logical puzzles and user flow problems before you spend a single dime on making it look nice.
And this right here, this is the golden rule that every seasoned developer lives and dies by. If you can't make the idea work with a few simple shapes on a whiteboard, throwing a bunch of fancy design and complicated code at it is not going to fix it. It's just going to create an expensive, beautiful mess. So, the napkin sketch is approved, the recipe is locked in, everyone's on the same page. Now it's time to show the customer exactly what their finished pizza is going to look like. And this is where we level up from the rough sketch to the polished, high-fidelity display model.
A high-fidelity or hi-fi prototype is just like those incredibly realistic plastic food displays you see in front of a restaurant. It looks absolutely perfect, right down to the little char marks on the crust and the way the cheese seems to glisten. You can see it, you can admire it, but you can't eat it. It's a perfect visual copy, but there's no real baking or a back-end code involved. So what does this display model actually give us? Well, for the developers, it's a super precise blueprint. It has the exact color codes, the right fonts, the pixel-perfect spacing. It's often interactive too, like a click dummy, so you can actually tap through the screens and feel the flow. And maybe most importantly, it acts as the final sign-off. Everyone agrees, yes, this is what we're building before the really expensive part starts.
And that right there brings us to the most critical concept in this entire explainer. This is the whole reason we do all this work up front. It's what I like to call the burnt crust theory. And it's all about the absolutely terrifying cost of making a change too late in the process.
Just look at how this escalates. You want to change the order on the napkin sketch? Psh, that's free. A new scribble costs nothing. Okay, what about changing the plastic display model? Well, that'll cost a designer a few hours of work. It's annoying, but it's manageable. But changing the pizza after it's been fully baked and it's coming out of the oven hot, the cost is astronomical. You can't just unbake code.
And listen, this isn't just a theory. Here's a real, painful story. A team decided to skip proper prototyping. They just assumed the Pay Now button should be at the bottom of the page. After they built everything, user testing showed that on a phone, nobody could find it. And the fix wasn't just moving a button. Oh no, they had to rewrite their application's entire layout engine. We're talking weeks of work and a massive amount of money, all because of something a simple napkin sketch would have caught in 5 minutes.
Okay, let's head back to the front of the restaurant. It's time to put a bow on this, summarize what we learned in the code oven, and give you something clear to walk away with.
This little comparison menu says it all, doesn't it? Lo-Fi is your rough order ticket. Its only goal is to answer, does this thing work logically? It's cheap and you use simple tools like a whiteboard. Hi-Fi is that glossy photorealistic picture on the menu. It's there to answer, does it look and feel right? It costs more and you're using professional tools like Figma. You absolutely need both, but you have to do them in the right order.
So, the path to the perfect software pizza is a simple 3-step recipe. Step 1, use a Low-Fi prototype to validate the core logic. Step 2, use a Hi-Fi prototype to validate the visual design and feel. And only then, once everyone has signed off, do you move to Step 3, construction. That's when you write the code and finally make it edible for your users.
And that leaves us with one final thought: prototyping. It isn't just another box to check. It is the fundamental practice of making sure you're building the right thing and building it efficiently. So now that you know how to confirm the entire order before you even preheat the oven, what are you going to build first?